Alright everyone, welcome back again to more Heaven's Field.
体を鍛えてある分、あなたの方が何倍も強いでしょうね。
じゃあ仮に遠坂と桜が魔術戦をすれば
10回中10回私の勝ち。桜の魔力量じゃ私の防壁を突破できない。
I see. I don't know what kind of magecraft Sakura can use, but her power dynamic with Tosaka is clear. Tosaka isn't the type to brag, so she's probably just stating facts.
けど恥ずかしいな。桜が魔術師だったことにも気づかなければ桜の腕前もわからない。これで桜の保護者を気取ってたなんてとんだ大バカ者だ。
あのね、桜は体内の魔力を刻印鳥に食べられちゃうんだから、そばにいても魔術師だってわからないわよ。それにあの子はあなたにだけはバレないようにって頑張ってきたのよ。だからそんなこと間違っても本人の前で口にしないでよね。
Yeah, don't need to tell me twice. Even if Sakura is a mage, she's still Sakura. I'm not sophisticated enough to play games with her anyway. No matter who she is, all I can do is treat her the same way I always have.
そうだな。遠坂がそれでいいって言うんなら俺は今までと同じように桜とやっていく。魔術師として手を貸してもらおうなんて思わないけどそれでいいんだな。
もちろんよ。あなたが桜に頼ろうなんて言い出したら、その時は桜を私の家に連れ戻してたところ。
The way she says it so gently with a smile makes my heart skip a beat. See? You're a great big sister, Tosaka.
けどそれも無理かな。桜、あなたの家だと笑うんだもの。昨日から何が驚いたかって、それが一番驚いたわ。
That was a surprise? The thought seems to make Tosaka so happy.
笑うって桜はその
That's how she always is.
ええ、私の取り越し苦労だったけどね。そのさ、私は桜とはあんまり話せないから、その代わりに暇さえあれば見てたのよ。あの子が私と同じ学園に入ってからは毎日のように弓道部に入り浸ってたし。
Ever the kind elder sister that you are, Tosaka.
ああそれは知ってるけど
それでね、しばらく経ってから気がついたのよ。あの子一度も笑ってないって。
That sounds pretty believable, even though I'm only hearing it for the first time. Now that I think about it, Sakura's always pretty gloomy at school.
まあそれもあなたがいる時だけは別だったけど、たまにシロウが弓道部に来た時は桜だって笑ってた。要するに桜が元気な時はエミやシロウが目の前にいる時だけなのよ。
Tosaka is saying something that should make me happy, but somehow...
桜人前では笑わないのか。
I feel like I just learned a terrible truth about her. I mean, it'd be nice to spread the wealth, right? Like, if she's only smiling for me, then what does that say about everyone else around her, you know? It's past 1 in the morning by the time I'm back in my bedroom. I plopped down on my futon. Tonight's patrol was fruitless. All we learned was that the story on the morning news was true. The enemy I have to defeat. To be honest, when I think about that thing I'll have to fight eventually, it gives me chills and makes me want to vomit. Zoken and Assassin are opponents that a human can still fight, but the other two aren't. I'm not even sure if the Shadow can die. As for Saber, I don't have a chance in hell of beating her. But now that innocent people are dying, it doesn't matter whether I can win or not.
アーチャーの腕か。
I touched the red cloth around my left arm. I do have a weapon. I don't know how well it'll work, but it's still a weapon. The question is whether I can master it and whether I'll be able to survive using it.
少しだけなら大丈夫だよな。
I would. I'd be very cautious about doing that. I unwrap the red cloth. My blood starts to flow as soon as I loosen the binding. Suddenly, I feel like I hear a beast howling. Something stabs me. It's stabbing throughout my body. Is this pain? If it is, then no pain I've felt before counts as pain anymore. It hurts. It hurts. It hurts. The uneven tatami, my bed's softness hurts me. I feel like I'm sitting on a hill of swords. The air is toxic and I died 3 times from breathing it. A bird chirps in the distance. The wind is strong. There's no humidity. My skin dries out and turns to sand. It flows and slows away. I crumble away. Hot stakes stab me through the exposed holes. 32 of them through my shoulder. Each of them delicately, meticulously, excellently, precisely skewers my internal jugular vein, trachea, spinal cord, sympathetic nerves, bilateral, upper, middle, and lower lobes, aorta heart, diaphragm, spleen, stomach, liver, and all 8 sections of my large intestine. I'm crumbling. Time slows at a frightening pace. I watch 60 trillion cells crumble at a rate of 340 per second. There is no pain. There is no pain. There is no pain. There is only terror. The credits roll, invading with astonishing speed. The flashbacks stop on a maniacal image. The death to come. The death in the past. The death happening now. The pain isn't physical pain, but a burst of rejection each time death strikes me. I hear a noise. I'm on my knees. It sounds of my head hitting the floor. My eyes are hot. I realize I've been crying. Put the shroud back, dude. I desperately stop a scream from escaping my throat. I curl up into a ball, tuck my head into my stomach, and clutch my left arm in my right hand, weeping. I'm scared. I haven't felt this since the fire 10 years ago. I'm scared. It's the dread that every living creature feels. I'm scared. For the first time in my life, I want to escape my own doom. I don't reject death because it hurts, nor because I want to live. It just scares me. I tied the red cloth back on. I knotted over and over so it'll never come loose again. I was sobbing. The priest said I'd die if I used my left arm. That's bullshit. I'll die if I even take off this shroud. My body might be able to take it, but my mind will go first. Even slightly loosening and exposing the skin to the air was enough of a mental ordeal. If I couldn't even endure that, then I can't possibly live without the shroud. No. If this arm is a contradictory thing that no one should touch, then it's too late. My body's already a train on an abandoned and condemned railroad track, running to its final stop. A ship with a crack in its hull, sinking into the ocean depths, with no one to save it. Only the passengers are unaware, and by the time they notice, it's already too late. My breathing is ragged. I was having a bad dream. I wiped the sweat from my forehead. I can't even stand up. I just stay curled up, bearing this pain. I don't understand in my head. I don't understand. I can't remember. My left arm hurts. It hurts so bad. I wish I didn't have a left arm. I try to remember why it hurts so much, but I can't remember how I was feeling just a second ago. The pain recedes. I managed to bundle up my disjointed mind. It must have been because I was sleeping. My scattered memories feel like chopped onions that should cook nicely if I organize them. Sizzle, sizzle, sizzle. See? Add a drizzle of soy sauce for color, some pepper for flavor, and a pinch of potato starch to bring the mess all together.
まずそう、それ。
I mumble absently. My useless head, that only knows how to help other people so much as a nuisance, comes up with one conclusion. I don't have to eat something that doesn't look tasty. I lost it already. It doesn't make sense to rely on something that isn't there. Therefore, Shiro Emiya has no weapon. He has to suppress this alien thing as long as he lives, and it will taint him for the rest of his life. It's futile to restrain it with this cloth. There's only one way to truly escape this poison. Just cut it off. I know that, but I can't bear it to let it go. The muzzle of the gun points at my temple. I imagine its trigger. The left arm is the trigger. Once I pull it, it'll operate as a design and blow my brains out. I'm trembling. In the dim light, I hold my breath and stare at the blank wall. I hold my left arm tight again and fall back down. Just cut it off. I close my eyes. I stifle my pathetic moans. It's time to sleep so I can be rested tomorrow. Yeah, ignore that voice that's telling you to cut off your arm. That's a bad voice. I hear a small noise. I wake up to the sound of footsteps in the wooden hallway. I wake up my hazy mind. It isn't quite 2 a.m. Less than 30 minutes has passed since I went to bed. I squirm out of my futon, unconsciously holding my left arm.
Sakura.
She's outside my room. I call out to the source of the noise outside my door. I didn't sense her outside. And that's a typo. I just had a feeling that she was there. The door slides open. Sakura dreamily steps into my room. She stares at the ground, biting her lip in shame, unsure what to say.
ごめんなさい先輩。私
You're still craving the magics? She apologizes to me as if blaming herself. But I should be the one apologizing. I know full well why she's here. It's the pain of her body panting in thirst.
帰ったらすぐにさくらのところに行くべきだった。苦しい思いをさせてごめんな。
I stand up. Even if I apologize, I can't be forgiven for getting so wrapped up in my left arm that I forgot about Sakura's condition.
先輩。
分かってる。さくらの準備ができているんならすぐに始めよう。
Sakura nods, blushing. There's nothing to be embarrassed about, but maybe Sakura sees the act of drinking blood as something immoral.
でも
She looks down with a troubled expression. Ah, right. We can't get anything done this way. She bit my finger before, but we can share my blood a smarter way this time.
ちょっと待ってくれ。机に確か。
I stand up and go to the desk. Suddenly, my left arm moves.
先輩大丈夫ですか？
いや、なんでもない。ちょっと立ちくらみがしただけだ。
Damn, I'm pathetic. As soon as I use my left arm, I remembered my earlier pain. It doesn't hurt as long as I keep the cloth on, so what am I afraid of?
よし、あった。
With my right hand, I rummage around in a desk drawer and pull out a box cutter. I extend the blade and make sure it isn't chipped or dull. If Sakura isn't going to bite me, then I need to draw blood myself. This would be easier if I had a syringe or some tubing, but unfortunately, I don't. So the fastest way to draw blood would be to cut myself.
よし。
My right hand holds the box cutter. My left hand is wrapped in the cloth surrounding my left arm. I'm doing something foolish. If I'm holding the cutter in my right hand, that means I'd have to cut my left. But it hurt that much after just losing the cloth, cutting it is clearly out of the question. Still, my left hand isn't dexterous enough to make short, precise movements while holding anything thin. I consider what to do next. I hear the echoes of a howl. It tells me that it still isn't too late. That this arm is too heavy a burden to bear. Think. Remember how much you suffered just from loosening the cloth. It isn't too late. You have a blade. It's going to keep invading your body for the rest of your life, and it'll be a constant struggle to keep it in check. You'll have to live with it, never knowing when the bomb you're carrying might go off. So you might as well take the knife and cut off the timer at least. I freeze, still holding the box cutter. I told myself I wouldn't have any more doubts, but they were all resurrected as soon as I picked up this blade. My heart beats a cold and mechanical rhythm and my eyes lose focus.
先輩
Her voice breaks me out of the chains. I put down the knife and take a deep breath.
悪い。少し考え事をしてた。どうでもいいことだから気にしないでくれ。
そうなんですか。でも先輩顔色が
That's just from lack of sleep.
ちょっと胸焼けがしてるだけだ。今の桜に比べたら大したことじゃないさ。待ってろ。この程度の傷ならすぐに。
I slightly moved the box cutter. The pain is just a slight pinch, no big deal.
よし、これなら。
The blood leaks out brighter than I expected. Now Sakura can. I drop the box cutter. Sakura stares at the wound, at the red liquid trickling down my arm. She's wearing a slack expression. It's like she was never scared to begin with. Her eyes look like she's in a trance. Her lips are half parted, and her pale throat gulps with desire. She gets on all fours and crawls over the futon toward me. She reminds me of a graceful four-legged beast.
Sakura.
I don't know how to react to this sudden change. I just extend my arm, blood dripping from its wrist, to Sakura. Great. Have at it, Sakura. Go easy on me. A drop of blood falls from my fingertip. It falls on her soft, wet lips. Her tongue flicks out, lapping up each drop. Spellbound, Sakura licks my finger. I feel the smooth texture of her tongue on my finger. I don't even notice the pain. It's happening again. That irresistible feeling is coming.
おいしい先輩
Sakura looks beautiful and bewitching as she licks my arm. Her scent enters my mind and arouses me. Any fear she showed earlier is long gone. It's like she's licking honey. Her lips draw closer to the cut. They cover the wound, which had been leaking blood. I'm struck by indescribable pleasure. My shoulders go so limp I think my arms might fall off. It's an enchanting sweetness unlike when she was only licking me. I grit my teeth, keeping my voice down. My blood is taken, and pleasure flows into its place. The pain of the wound is hazy, and I can barely even register what's happening to my right arm. Sakura sucks on my arm, draining it dry. I know she's just doing it to recover her magical energy, but it's so sweet. The moaning isn't helping Sakura. Even her murmuring voice resonates in my nerves. The ecstasy of having my blood sucked reaches my shoulder, and the discomfort and fear of my left arm is drowned out by the pleasure in my right.
Sakura.
Before I know it, I'm embracing her. I use the arm that Sakura is sucking on to pull her in and hold her against my chest. Sakura continues slaking her thirst, savoring my blood.
先輩私の先輩
More than her soft body, I'm drunk in the touch of her lips on my arm, on the honeyed pleasure of being drained. An indescribable impulse rises in my chest. I want to hug Sakura until she breaks. She sucks it all up. The sensation of having not just my blood but my vitality sucked away as well. In my pleasure died hazy mind. I feel like this reminds me of something. It doesn't matter. I don't care about those misgivings.
もう傷
How long did we stay like this? Sakura reluctantly pulls her lips from my arm. My head feels heavy. It still feels like Sakura sucking on me. It's like my mind is floating in the air. Still, I try to see if Sakura's okay.
ごちそうさまでした先輩
I know that wasn't enough. Sakura drops her gaze apologetically. Then, I feel the last drop of tension leave me as I've used up all my magical and physical strength. The lights go off in my head with a zap. I can't think about what comes after. I can't remember Sakura's gentle touch on my arm or the pleasure of having my blood drained.
これじゃまるで
Like giving my blood to Sakura was just a dream. I fall into a deep slumber. My thoroughly exhausted body forgets it all. How Sakura treated my cut and went back to her room. The anxiety lingering in the back of my mind. Everything that's happened tonight. I fall back into the light sleep I was in 1 hour ago. Oh, red interlude. That's never a good sign. It is in the sea of red. Water covers the familiar landscape, making the town seem like a fish tank. There is no air. Each time it breathes, something dark coils in its throat. It craves oxygen, but the harder it tries to breathe, the more the heavy air fills its lungs like water. So it's not different from being in the ocean. It pants, feeling suffocated. It was meant to live on land. It wasn't born in the sea. Seeking to exit the water, it climbs toward the highest place in town. Still, it feels breathless. Looking down at the vast cityscape, its throat burns due to lack of oxygen, and its suffering causes it to despise the peacefully sleeping city. Can't breathe. Can't breathe. Can't breathe. There's no air here. There's no pain here. Can't breathe. Can't breathe. Can't breathe. It's dragging something. The body's bewitchingly slippery and colorful. Can't breathe. Can't breathe. Not enough. Can't breathe. Oh, hello again. Dark hands gather several corpses. Crooked hands squeeze several corpses. Not enough. Not enough. Not enough. Not enough. What a squishing noise. Something splashes all over it. It lacks oxygen. It's hard to breathe oxygen. The water pressure doesn't care. The water pressure is unbearable. Flowing liquid covers its body. Most likely it believes that this is the waterproof suit it needs to survive in this ocean. It reaches out with its warped hands. Moonlit dark hands become a giant shadow, descending to crush a part of the town. She wakes from her sleep. She gasps for air. Aghast at the shockingly realistic dream, she hugs her burning hot body. Suddenly, she feels something wet. Both of her hands are covered in dark red. She shuts her eyes and thrusts her hands away from herself. When she warily opens them again, her hands are clean. Even if it was just a hallucination, she can't stop shaking. She trembles with fear, shuddering like a broken machine. The shaking might cause the rattling bolts in her ears to fall out. She imagines all of her insides falling out one by one until she's lost too many parts to move anymore. The visual terrifies her so badly she can't stop shaking.
そうだ顔を洗わないと
She goes to the bathroom. She can't take more than a few steps. Her trembling limbs won't obey her. She nearly falls over, bracing herself on a desk. Her vision is hazy. She can't walk to the door or even see it clearly. She can't remember what she was just dreaming about, or why she got out of bed. She's breaking. She can't remember anything. She can't think of anything. All she feels is desire and hunger. All she wants are warm bodies and kind, gentle words. She slumps against the desk, shaking her head. She's filled with fear and boundless self-loathing. Something's wrong with her. She knows something is wrong with her. Why isn't it enough? She got more just a few hours ago, but it isn't enough at all. She was so happy, thinking there must be no greater joy on earth. So why isn't it even close to enough? It must be because of how hollow and empty she is. That's why he isn't enough to fill her up. But she doesn't want anyone else to fill her up. That's why she wanted to keep becoming his forever and ever. She thought it would be fine if time, if her feelings, if other people, if it all went away. So why didn't she make it happen? It's so mysterious, but she can't help not knowing why. And so she naturally thought that it might be able to do it for her. That's some dark thoughts right now. She's giddy. It isn't some strange delusion. Just for an instant, she thought that sounded fun. And that terrifies her. She steadies herself on the table. Her body feels like it's about to fall apart, but she hangs on. Day by day, the scary dreams are becoming clearer. Day by day, the scary dreams stop being scary. That's why she's starting to break. Until now, it was only her body. But now, her mind is starting to go. She mumbles and weeps, biting her lip. It's fine if her memories are vague. She doesn't need to remember what happened a few hours ago. Her limbs won't listen to her. She isn't afraid of falling asleep forever. But she doesn't want to stop being herself. She doesn't want to be a bad person. She'll keep going crazy bit by bit until she finally snaps. Once that happens, she's sure that she'll be the greatest cause of his suffering. She's afraid of that. She's afraid of going crazy. It terrifies her more than anything else so far. If she loses it, he won't touch her anymore. He won't love her anymore. They won't be able to be together anymore, and she won't even know when they are. That's not all. If she goes insane, he'll be with some other woman. She doesn't want that. Not at all. She always thought that he deserved someone better, but now she can't allow it to happen. After all, he already belongs to her. So she's afraid. Afraid of knowing what she'll do once it happens. Yandere mode activated. She knows how bad things are, and there's no way out. She can't tell anyone about her problem. If she does, she'll just end up back in the cold place she was before. She can't go back there, now that she's known warmth. She wants more, to be here with him and smile at him. She knows full well what she'll lose if this goes on. Her wish is a simple desire. For her own happiness, she has to ruin the one and only person who wants her to become happy. If she can't do that, then she'll just keep breaking where no one can see her. If she's going to go crazy anyway, then she might as well disappear now and turn into a monster while no one else is around. Surely that's the right choice. But she clings to it. Because she's warm. Because she's happy. Because she wants more. Why me, she wonders. Why is she the only one who has to be cut off from such simple wants? She shakes off her weakness. She isn't jealous. She doesn't resent anyone. She defends herself. She just wants a little more time. She shakes her head in denial. In her empty head, she covers her dark heart. There's no off-ramp to happiness in this road. She turns away from an answer she already knows. clouded mind has long since fallen into a nightmare. She forces herself to stop wishing for someone to help her. She just keeps crying alone.